Hello. Who's here? We've still got that delay on this. Seems to be about 15-second delay, whoever's watching. I'm using this thing. I'm trying to do a live video on YouTube, but it goes through Google Hangouts for some reason. So I don't know how to do it directly through YouTube. So if anyone wants to point me in the right direction, make things a bit easier. You all right, McPizza person? How's it going? Do you actually live in Liverpool, or are you on the Wirral? Ah, all right. No worries. What's everyone up to tonight? Everyone going then? Absolutely freezing. You all hear me all right? I think I need to get a decent webcam for this. Just using my laptop, so it's not the best. Showing one person watching, or is that just me watching myself? Probably. Anyone want to talk about theme parks or rides or anything else? Or even some theme park merchandise, memorabilia? Where is everyone? Hello. I don't know what's going on. Hang on a sec. I'm going to see if I can post the link in some groups and see if any more people will come on. There we go. The big one. Personally, I find it boring. Basically, I've written it a few times, but I don't know. I'm more for loops and G-force and all that sort of stuff. You know, it's I'm not really just an airtime kind of person. So, yeah. What do you reckon to it? I mean, I've got a mate who's like, it's his favourite in the country, but he goes by the height of a ride to whether it's his favourite, because the highest roller coaster he's ridden is Shambhala, and that's his favourite. But again, I reckon it'd be boring because, yeah, it'll have airtime, but I don't know. Roller coasters are better when they've got loops, unless it's a wooden coaster. But steel coasters are better when they've got loops and barrel rolls and turns, you know, rather than just going up and down, up and down. But I'll still go on it, you know, if I'm in Blackpool, I'll still go on it just for the sake of going on it. So I don't know if I've offended anyone with that. But then at the same time as well, I know like the Smiler that's got, you know, yeah, you say about Colossus there, but I think Colossus is better than the Smiler. Even though the Smiler's got 14 inversions, it's all broken up, whereas at least Colossus does it all in one go. And to be honest with you, Colossus is good. It's just getting old and a bit rough. But I've got to say, you know, the best UK ride that I like is Nemesis. You're not a Smiler fan, are you? I don't know. It's just with the Smiler, because obviously they've got the height restriction at Alton Towers, haven't they? And you just know that if they were to build something like that at Thorpe Park, it'd only have one lift hill and it'd do it all in one go. I think having it broke up just it ruins the feel of it. And don't you think it's gotten rough again already? You know, bearing in mind it's only like 4 years old, and it's getting rough already. It's almost as if Gertschler are taking over Vekoma for being headbangers. I mean, don't you think, you know, Vekoma are making really good rides now? Hang on, where is it? Have you got the medal? I've got the paperweight up here as well. Hang on. Ugh. Have you seen the paperweights? The big glass ones? Weighs a ton. Got that half price as well. The gnome. I was looking at that. I was wondering whether to get one of them, but then I thought maybe get the Nemesis one, but I don't know if they do a Nemesis one. And them clocks that they do, they're pretty weird. Like going backwards, and they have all the numbers at different times. And weird. I don't know. I did say I was back at 8 o'clock, and people said they were going to come on. sure some other people might come on soon. I don't know. So what's your favourite ride? Yeah, decent ride. Yeah. I remember the first time I went to Thorpe Park, and the queues for it were like 4 hours long, and it was we went for the Fright Nights, and it was a Saturday. It was absolutely chucking it down, and we did the whole day, 10 till 10, and then the whole time we got on 5 rides and never got to go on the Swan. I mean, out of that, we done what? Nemesis Inferno, Colossus, Saw, um, and we did the Rapids. Yeah, 4 hours. It was 3 hours for Colossus because it was on one train. So yeah, never got to go there. That was like my worst ever theme park visit ever. So what we tend to do now, we go like the first Friday of the Fright Nights, and it's always dead quiet. Get to do all the re-rides and all that sort of stuff. Get all the mazes done. Have you done the Darren Brown's Ghost Train? I mean, I did that one last year and didn't think much of it. All right, BT. I don't know. It's all right. I think this one's better than Galactica. I'd rather do Air than Galactica. At least it's smooth as well. Then again, it's B&M. Bound to be smooth. What did you think to the Ghost Train? See, I never got on it this year, so I don't know what it's like now. The new destinations out. Yeah, well, the first time that I rode it is Galactica. The headset didn't work, so it was just black all the way around. So I was basically on air, blindfolded. And then I got a fast track to go back on it because of the fault with it, and never ended up using it because the fast track queue was longer than the main queue. So went in the other one, done it the first time, and yeah, it was all right, but I still prefer it the other way. Sometimes, when I go to Towers now, I'll do it both ways. So it's like 2 separate rides. And I mean, the start of this season, for the first few months, the VR wasn't even working. So everyone had to ride it anyway. But like when you first went, it was like you had to wear the headsets. You didn't have a choice. At least now you get a choice. But do you find as well that they're quite heavy on your face? So you get a bit of G-force or anything, it just pushes down on your nose and really hurts sometimes, especially if it's not fitting properly. But yeah, I think it's going to be the way, isn't it? Soon everything's going to be virtual reality. They're probably going to end up building roller coasters that are going to be really basic and think that's going to be really good with virtual reality. Who reckons? I reckon that for Alton Towers, what they should have done instead of theming Galactica, they should have, if they were going to do virtual reality, it should have been done on the Runaway Mine Train. All right, pizza person, take it easy. I don't know how long I'm going to be on for. Depends how many people come on. Who else is on? Anyone? Oh. Trying to get Chaz on. If anyone knows Chaz, he's the guy that's sometimes in the vlogs with the long hair. Three watching. Who else is on? Don't have to talk about theme parks if you don't want to. Talk about anything you want. It's just a general chat to pass the time. Hello? Everyone hear me all right? Just waiting for more people to come on. Anyone? Hello? God, I hate this delay. You ain't gone for long, were you? Trying to get a few other people on. Right, so what's your favourite pizza? Pepperoni. I like chicken and sweet corn. Come on, I might order a pizza tonight anyway. Can you recommend a good pizza place to order from? Domino's. Yeah, but they're expensive, them, aren't they? Your mate that gets about 24 grand a year. He orders from there. I'm only on 17. Then again, is it Domino's that are doing the chocolate like donut crust sort of pizzas? I want to try one of them actually. So, does anyone else collect any theme park merch or memorabilia or anything like that? If I had to pick any particular one thing, it's going to have to be this Megaphobia wheel. I like what you've done there, Coaster World. Yeah, great. I've got a few bits actually that I haven't even got on display yet. Believe it or not, I've actually got a couple of shields in the other room that came from Camelot. They came off the front of the bar. Bit of the old Big Dipper. That's cool. Yeah, Blackpool are quite good, aren't they? Because they're selling all the like bits from the roller coasters now, aren't they? Whereas Most of the other parks, you can only get bits from them if you know people. Actually, hang on. I'll go and get those shields. They're only like wooden ones, but they're all right. Alright, I'm back. So there's one shield, and there's the other. But yeah, they were off the front of the bar. That was like in that sort of like big tree house part that they had. So got that from there. And then this is from Camelot as well. That's from the Jousting Knights Dodgems, one of the bumper car wheels. And then brand new unused bearing that goes in the middle of the wheel. Yeah, the Grand National's a bit of a bone shaker now, isn't it? I mean, that Megaphobia wheel, I managed to get that for free. Thanks to a friend. Just after a wheel now from Speed No Limits, which would be pretty awesome. Thing is, it's dead old. It probably, you know, Grand National needs a good like retrack, I think. Not RMC or anything like that. Keep it wood, but it just needs some brand new fresh wood on it. And even if it's just literally the main part of the track that they do, that's fine, I reckon. I mean, I've not ridden it, but I bet you the Scenic Railway in Margate, I bet that's nice and smooth now because it's all been renewed, hasn't it? But I've got to say, I think the best ride that I like in Blackpool's got to be Infusion. And I did ride it when it was at Southport as the Traumatizer. So it was actually my first inverted roller coaster that I ever went on. Yeah, I knew someone was going to say RMC'd, but I don't know. Yeah, what's wrong with Infusion? It's a good coaster. I'll say it's my first suspended roller coaster. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit rough now. Wasn't as rough when it was Traumatizer, but I still think the Smiler's rougher. I'll tell you what though, rough roller coasters, if you think Infusion is rough. I mean, have you done the Ultimate? That's rough. And then you've got Gordrix at Park Asterix. That's a Vekoma sit-down roller coaster. That is really rough. And I think one of the roughest now that I've done is the Antelope in Gulliver's World. And bearing in mind, that's not really that old for a wooden coaster in Britain. Do you know what? I don't even watch Pleasure Beach Experience, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, it's all right. It's Ultimate. You all right, Christian? I don't know. How can you hate Blackpool Pleasure Beach? No, it's a good place. Like it's classic, isn't it? When you think about it, most theme parks they knock a ride down to bring in a new ride, whereas Blackpool tend to, they try their best to keep all the rides for as long as they can. What's your records on Skyforce? How many inversions have you managed to get? I'll be honest, mine's 3. Not very good at all. $95. You must have felt sick after that. I don't think I could. I couldn't cope with 95. Maybe 10. That'd do me. Did you not feel sick afterwards, Christian? Grand National, it's rough. Need to retrack. But I don't agree with RMCing. I think if people want an RMC roller coaster in Britain, they need to build it a brand new one, not convert a classic Woody. I think that Thorpe Park should get an RMC next to the Swarm, brand new RMC. But I'm wondering whether they should have the new style, the monotrack. What do you reckon? Gulliver's World needs to basically completely demolish the Antelope and start again. I think what we need is a coaster like the Cuchulainn from Tayto Park, built in Britain. Get the Gravity Group in and build a really good roller coaster. But I don't think they should convert a wooden roller coaster particularly in Britain, they shouldn't convert a wooden roller coaster into an RMC, because there's so many RMCs which are really good, yeah. But I just feel that, especially in Britain, we've only got 10 wooden roller coasters, and it'd just be a shame to destroy them. Yeah, okay, we're getting an extra one next year. Yeah, GCI at Southport, that'd go really good. But I also think they should build another wooden Wild Mouse, and I reckon it should either go at Southport or Oakwood. But I mean, Southport haven't got any sort of permanent rides anymore, have they? It's all fairground rides, apart from the Ghost Train they've got there. But yeah, I mean, if all goes to plan, I mean, if Norman Wallace sticks to his word and sticks with the 20 million investment, who knows what's to come? But he's got to make it look more permanent. I know he's tried, theming the park up well now, and putting proper walls in and things like that, but need some proper, decent rides that are permanent. I mean, personally, I think they should get the plans back for the Cyclone and rebuild that. And it wouldn't be hard to do, even if they didn't have the plans, because apparently there's a clone of it somewhere in the world anyway. But Southport have Log Flume. It's not a permanent one though; it's a travelling one. It's a standard layout Log Flume with the 2 drops and 2 lift hills. In fact, it's actually just as standard as the one at Barry Island. Yeah, I know it's there all the time, but they said that the Wildcat was there all the time, but the Wildcat's going, isn't it? It'll be gone this year. So personally, I think they should, get Nightmare built. That'll give it a bit more of a sense of permanence. I mean, Nightmare is just. I've never ridden Nightmare, but from what I've heard, it's quite intense. I know it's got no inversions and that, but apparently the helix on it is quite intensive. So yeah, I really want to give it a go. I mean, I'm really gutted that I never got to go to Camelot before 2012, before it shut. I do remember going to Camelot when I was like 7 or 8, but I think I did the Dragon Flyer, but I can't even remember the rides I did. I remember doing the Log Flume at Camelot, but that's about it. But then again, I've done the Log Flume from Camelot because it's now at Oakwood. I don't think Southport are going to get a B&M anytime soon. I don't care how much money that Norman Wallace has got. 20 million to do a decent one. I don't know. I think if they could build a Cyclone, rebuild that back on the original site, then that'd be pretty awesome. Now, this is something I was thinking, right? If they can build the Cyclone on exactly the same site to exactly the same specifications as the original Cyclone, would it be classed as a new coaster or the old coaster rebuilt? Because if you think about it, the one at Margate, the Scenic Railway, is being classed as the oldest roller coaster in Great Britain, even though it was completely rebuilt only like 4 years ago. So really, technically it's the newest wooden roller coaster, and yet the oldest wooden roller coaster. So, what do you reckon? Oh, bloody Amanda Thompson with her spectacular dancing water fountains. What a load of crap. If you're going to do a dancing water fountain show and you want it to be spectacular, they need to do it like Portaventura. Yeah, yeah, the Big Dipper's the oldest. But when you think, so if the Scenic Railway in Margate is a brand new roller coaster, why is it listed? Yeah. Which one are you most looking forward to, Christian? Are you looking forward to Icon or SW8? I think I'm looking forward to doing SW8 only because, you know, I like wooden roller coasters a lot. But I think, you know, for the thrill and all that sort of stuff, I think Icon's gonna top it. Because the problem is okay, SW8, it's going to be a wooden coaster, but you know what Merlin are like for world firsts, and we don't know what the world first is going to be yet, but it could ruin it. And I just feel like, you know, all the world firsts that they've done in the past. I mean, world first dive coaster, yeah, it does one thing. You know, I think Oblivion should have an extension put on it and put some inversions and things like that, because it's just a one trick wonder, isn't it? Dropping it's over. No, Gulliver's World, really nice. I mean, I've been in the last 2 years. I've been 3 times. Um, First time I had to go with my mate and his kid, and then the second time and third time I went with our little lad. And I know people say it's run down and things, but when I've looked around, you know, it seems pretty clean. It's well maintained. I like Gulliver's World. I mean, there are things that could do with a bit of improvements. I mean, they've got their Tomb Raider, you know, the interactive shooting ghost train, and the guns don't even work, and the wires are hanging out of it. So, yeah, Gulliver's World's all right. It's just a pain in the backside that you've got to have a kid to go with. But I think, you know, they've done well. They've themed things quite well and things like that as well. And you got to remember it's for kids. You know, they're all kids' rides. Um, Anti-rollback safety equipment. They might do one day. Technically, the Antelope's an original, isn't it? That was in-house built. This one. It's Megaphobia. It's the main running wheel for Megaphobia. And then I've got this one here, which is a bumper car wheel from Camelot off the Jousting Knights Dodgems. But this weighs a bloody ton. Yeah, that weighs a ton. Heavy as anything. Bit of oil's leaked out as well from the valve from there. I don't know. I mean, there's only so much you can do with kiddie coasters, really, isn't there? But I think, you know, I don't know if you seen that new Togo Tower that they've done. I mean, you know, they could have just basically built a couple of slides and gone down them, but they've actually themed it quite well, and they've all the insides themed. They put like special rooms in with all the theming in there, so you know they've done well. And I like their disco as well. Their disco rides are all right. But I tend to find as well when I go to Gulliver's World, there's always something that you find that you never knew was there. No, the Wild Mine Train, that was all right. That was there the first time I went, but then it just disappeared last year. It's moved down south, hasn't it? Hasn't it gone on one of the piers or something? I think Andy Rumney rode it earlier on this year or late last year. Nice one, Christian. Piece of red metal from the Traumatizer. Nice one. Yeah, that's it. Hailing. I think my favourite, not my favourite, my first roller coaster I ever went on, big roller coaster, was actually Corkscrew at Alton Towers. And then after that, it was Nemesis. So it's like I've got a bit of a soft spot for Nemesis. To think, you know, well, it's my second roller coaster, but it's like the earliest roller coaster still in existence that I ever rode. And I don't know, it's like you think, well, it's going to be 24 years old next year, and I'm only 34 myself, and you think it's getting to the point now where they'd want to remove it from the park, but it's obviously going to stay a lot longer because they've just spent what £200,000 on of it. But I reckon it's going to be one of them where one day, you know, they are going to want to remove it, and there's going to be an uproar over it because it's like it's a classic now, but it's still absolutely awesome. What do you reckon? I mean, I do remember some roller coasters when I was like 4, 5, 6 years old, you know, like Go Gators and things like that. I remember going on them, but I don't know, I haven't got really big memories of when I was a kid. I do remember going to Gulliver's World when I was like 6 or 7, and I do remember Camelot. For like, I remember watching the jousting shows and things, but I can't really remember all the rides that I went on. Do you reckon? I don't know. Well, when you think, you know, there's 3 Gulliver's parks, and they're talking about building another one, so they must be making some money. Because they're talking about doing that Gulliver's Valley, aren't they? But do you reckon Gulliver's World should, well, all the Gulliver's parks should lift their restriction on that you have to have a kid with you to go in the parks? Or do you think they should keep the having a kid with you sort of thing for safety? You know, in case you get any weirdos going in the park. Christian, I hate the Ultimate. The Ultimate is just too rough. Last time I went to Water Valley back in the summer, it, I felt drained by the end of it because I did the Ultimate 3 times in a row. Yeah, I mean, by him, I didn't really want to mention his name. There's too much of that sort of thing going on these days, not just through the theme park communities and that, but I don't know, it's just, you know, you've got all these hunters out now, haven't you? And they have like decoys and things like that, and they're catching people pretty much every day. All right, Pizza, take it easy, and I'll probably speak to you soon. All right. Yeah, I don't mind a bit of roughness in a ride. You know, I can handle the Tacoma roughness, but I just think British Rail is bad. The Moss Machine. Hey. Are you the Moss Machine? Is that Adam Moss? Big shout out for the Moss Machine. And everyone remember, you've got till tomorrow night to vote for the Moss Machine in the Clamshell Awards. All right. Yeah, he was a bit weird, that fella. He, I mean, I used to talk to him on Facebook sometimes, and he just, I don't know, he was always wanting to meet up and things like that. But I don't know, he just didn't seem all there, you know. It was like I didn't want to talk to him. So, you know, he was always wanting to meet up and do vlogs together and things like that. So yeah, just scary kind of person. You got to be careful, you know. Yeah, well, he hasn't had a chance to close his channel down, has he? Because he's in prison. They don't get Facebook and YouTube and all that sort of stuff anymore. If I'm honest, I don't know. Can you report the channel and get it removed by YouTube? Don't even know when he's due back out of prison. If he is out of prison, then I don't know. Will he turn up at theme parks again? You know, they say once a pedo, always a pedo. They never seem to quit, do they? And he'll get caught again and again and again. Yeah, I don't blame you. You know, you got to be careful. And if people are going to be asking you to meet up at theme parks and things like that, you know, A, don't do it. But if you are going to do it, make sure you're with someone when you go. I mean, I've only ever met up with someone at a theme park once on my own, and that was with Mark Lewis. But I've known him for quite a while anyway, and I've met him in person a few times. So, you know, like back in Easter, I met up at Oakwood Theme Park with him, and we did a few rides on Megaphobia. That's fine, you know, he's a mate now. Um, in fact, it was him who gave me the Megaphobia wheel. Um, but anytime I've met up with anybody else, I mean, I met up with Andy last year, Andy Rumney, and I made sure, you know, I was with someone else as well. Yeah, Mark Megaphobia Lewis. He's the one that gave me the Megaphobia wheel. And in fact, he actually got this made. You can't buy these mugs. He actually made that for me and sent it. So, and that was for Megaphobia's 20th anniversary. So he's done a few, you know, he's a good lad. Really great to get on with, you know, and he does discos and things as well. So yeah, met up with Mark a few times. And actually in Easter, we also met up with Ryan Hackett, who's actually ridden Megaphobia more times than Mark Lewis. He's ridden it, what, over 5,000 times. And Ryan's sound as well. He's a he's a good fella. We did Spooky 3D, all three of us together. The Wild Mouse, what, at Blackpool? Hasn't it been open this year? The Wild Mouse seems to always open late, and yet it's not been that long ago since they actually completely retracked it and everything. It's the wrong way. Yeah, Spooky 3D is all right, but I found the last few times when I've ridden it, a lot of the effects aren't working, like the music and things like that. So I know I've got a POV of it somewhere, but hardly any of the stuff's working on it. So I do remember the days when everything worked on it. But yeah, I do like it. Do you know why it's been closed? Is it technical issues, or is it fallen down, or what? And apparently Spooky 3D is going to be closing soon and being rethemed. Just turn this heater off. Did you ever get to go on the Brer Rabbit ride at Oakwood? Because rumour has it, I know it's been closed for the last like 3 years, but like the train and everything's all still there. It's like down in the tunnel. But there are rumours that it's going to be done up again, and it's going to be themed for Dollland. So it's going to be part of the Roald Dahl theme. Yeah, it was just a little train ride, and it went down like tunnels and that, and then through the tunnels it was all animatronics like rabbits and things like that. But before it was the Brer Rabbit ride, it used to be Nutty Jake's Gold Mine, so it was all gold mine themed and things like that. And it was like the train was actually driven by the operator, so it was like a proper little miniature railway sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, I got to ride it the once, and then they closed it at the end of that year. And it was all right. It's a good like kids ride. But apparently, you have to say it's going to all get rethemed. But the last I did hear was that when we had that like Storm Doris and all that, a lot of the roof actually collapsed inside. So I don't know if they're going to fix it up or whatever. But I always said, they should actually use some of it as like a scare maze and things like that, Halloween as well. Yeah, I don't think it was as good as the Knots one, to be honest, but yeah, similar. I'd say it was just like a little electric train, a diesel train, I don't know, but it was shaped like a steam train with a few carriages. You went in and it was like the station was like a mine entrance sort of thing, and before the train starts, you get told a little story, and there's like a silhouette of a guy on a rocking chair going backwards and forwards. And then the train would start. You'd go through. It took about 5 minutes going around. No, I've not done the Southport After Dark. I do intend to this year, and I'm wondering whether they're going to have a fireworks display again this year. For like the opening of the season. So, but I really want to get to Southport this year to see what improvements they have. But the thing with Southport, as I found, is that you can go there 1 week, do a vlog, and then rides change by the next week. Because like this year I went in the summer, and they had the remix ride, and then literally not even a month later I go back and it's been changed to an orbiter. So yeah, I'll keep them crossed. The only thing is, I don't think Nightmare will actually open. I think they might start building it, but I don't think it'll open this year. Because, if they can get a standard layout traveling roller coaster and still take 18 months to get it up and running, then what they're going to be like with Nightmare, especially when it needs a big refurb. I think the structure and the track and things like that for Nightmare are going to be all right, but all the mechanical parts, the lift hill chain, the brakes, all that sort of stuff, are all going to need a complete overhaul. And then you're looking at, all the trains are going to have to be completely refurbished. I know they've been kept in dry storage, but it's been so long since they were last used. I think it's going to take them a while. Yeah, I mean, when you think as well, earlier on this year they had that big wheel there, didn't they? And then by Halloween it was gone. I don't know if it was there in the summer, but I went back and I knew there was something missing where they had like the theming of gravestones and things like that, and I didn't realise what it was. And then I went back and I looked it up, and then I realised, the big Ferris wheel was gone. And I don't know if you remember, but last year there was a disco ride there as well, but it wasn't a Zamperla, it was actually a Chinese knockoff one. But they'd actually built it up, it never opened, and now it's gone. And they had a ski jump as well last year, and that's gone. It's not there anymore. Yeah, I noticed that. They built the loop and then they started dismantling it all again. Oh, yeah, you're right. What a name. Yeah, the ski jump's been gone. I think it went early on last year, actually. Yeah, a few rides that have all gone. There was the ski jump, and there was another one which was like a ski jump, but it was just like car after car after car sort of thing. That's gone. I haven't a clue. No idea. Probably scrapped. I don't know. No idea. Yeah, they just tend to move right around. But the thing with Southport as well is, you got to remember that most of the rides that are actually there aren't owned by Southport. They're all visiting rides. And one minute you'll find that you'll be riding a ride in Southport, and the next minute it's like a Goose Fair or it's at Pierhead or something like that, and you're like, hang on, what's it doing here? But I noticed as well that like at Pierhead in Liverpool, they seem to use a lot of Wallace's rides, Wallace Amusements, and there's quite a few rides that actually come from New Brighton Fair. Do you know what? I reckon a Top Scan would go really good at Southport. I like a Top Scan, something like Samurai or what Whirlwind was like at Water Valley. Yeah, I've not done the piers yet, but I'm hoping to get a car next year, so I'll be off like going to other places that I've not been to for a while or before. I mean, have you ever been to Ter Prince or Knightley's in Southport, in North Wales, near Tywyn? And I mean, I went about 5-6 years ago, but it was before I was actually doing any sort of vlogging, so I didn't really film them. But I want to get back to them and start vlogging them. Yeah, I love Top Scan. What do you think to the top spins as well? You know, like Ripsaw or Ramesses Revenge. You know, things like that. Actually, thinking of that, they have got something a bit permanent now, haven't they? They've got, because they've got the pirate ship at Southport, and it's all like properly themed and everything. You know, that's pretty permanent now. Yeah, they should get a looper. I prefer the loopers. You mean like the one at Southport? Get a Pinfari looper like the one in Southport? Yeah. I mean, that's the first time I've ridden one like that as well. It's a pretty decent ride. I mean, I say when I went to Southport, I rode it 3 times. Um, from like the front, then I did the back, and then I did the middle. And to be honest, it's actually quite smooth. It's not a head basher like I thought it'd be. Um, but yeah, definitely the back is the best. Have you ridden it yet? Yeah, you'll like it. You'll enjoy it. The only thing I find at Southport is it can be, it works out quite expensive when you got all the tokens and things like that. I mean, when you think, right, you can go to Oakwood Theme Park, it costs you £27 to go in for the day, and it's unlimited rides. And, even if it's an after dark one, so you can be there from 10 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night for 12 hours for 27 quid. But you go to Southport, and if you're getting tokens and you want to do every ride there that you want to get on, you're looking at a good like 30-40 quid. Or you can get the wristbands for 25 quid, but that only gives you 4 hours. So is it worth it sometimes? I don't know. What do you reckon? Yeah, that's a good price to have, 22 quid. Although Gulliver's World, last time I went there, that was only £17. But obviously you don't get your thrill rides, do you? So I should do Blackpool quite more often. I mean, I want to do quite a bit actually at Blackpool. I know I've done Pleasure Beach, but I still want to, I want to vlog the piers. I want to do the Blackpool attractions, the Merlin attractions, going up the tower and all that sort of stuff, and vlog them. I've already done. Have you ever been in? Is it Coral Island? Have you ever done the 2 rides in there? The ghost train and that. Yeah, Raptor Attack. That's absolutely awesome. I like Raptor Attack. It plays with your mind, doesn't it? Raptor Attack. You think you're going underground, but you're not. The way it works, it's just. But yeah, that's a really well themed ride. But actually, I think the likes of Raptor Attack. That is a ride that is worthy of going in a Merlin Park. Is it? Well, I'm thinking when I go to Blackpool, I'm not going to bother doing like 2 separate vlogs for each pier. I'm just going to do the piers together. I mean, I want to get on the Sky Coaster there because I love Vertigo at Oakwood. I mean, I've done that about 13 times, and I know the one in Blackpool is actually shorter than Vertigo, but I still want to get on it and have a go and just say I've done it, And I've never done a reverse bungee as well, so I want to be able to do that. Yeah, I do like good ghost trains. I do find as well that whenever you try going on a ghost train that's in a travelling fair and that, they just don't seem to have anything in them. I mean, I think the worst ghost train I did was at the Tranmere Rovers fair that they had, and there was literally like one guy that jumped up and down in a chair being electrocuted, and then some lasers. It wasn't really that good. But when you go to a theme park and do ghost trains, they're really good. They have good theming. But I think the best ghost train I've done has to go to Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And obviously the longest as well. Oh, they do wristbands on the pier. Yeah, definitely do that. Is it an all-day wristband or you got like so many hours? Yeah, right, Slothy. How's it going? Yeah, there are some really bad ghost trains. Hey, Slothy, you did Barry Island, didn't you? What did you think to the ghost train there? Although they say that the ghost train at Breen's supposed to be the scariest. But I haven't done Breen yet. Oh yeah, definitely. I'd definitely get a £15 wristband for the whole day. Like, I think I'd go to Blackpool and I'd like do like 2 days. So maybe do a Blackpool Pleasure Beach vlog, and then the next day I'll do like loads of different vlogs for like piers and all that sort of stuff. But you didn't like that one in Barry Island? Oh, you didn't know they had one? Yeah. Yeah, they've got one over by the other side of the log flume, towards where the coaster is at the back. I've got I've got a POV of it. I'll send you the POV when I'm not live, and then you can have a look at it. I mean, it's not the best ghost train, but it's not the worst either. And the ghost train they've got at Southport definitely improved this year. The old Barry Island, it just closed down, didn't it? It was crazy. I thought the old Barry Island would have been actually quite a big park in the end, because it was on that Gavin and Stacey and things like that. So you know, it got a bit of fame, but then it closed down. And yeah, the log flume was actually really good at Barry Island, because it was actually designed by John Wardley. But with it being closed for a good few years, it started rotting and it just became too dangerous. So they just had to completely demolish the whole lot. And Mark Lewis, if you ever speak to Mark Lewis, ask him. He's got some photographs of the log flume at Barry Island just before they were demolishing it. You actually got to go inside it and everything before the diggers moved in. But there was actually two rides in one as well, because there was like a river caves underneath it as well. Yeah, the Coral Island ghost train's really good. It's not something. It's not what you'd expect to find in a normal arcade, though, would it? The Southport one, it's just they've put more extra theming in it, things like that. Because I mean, it's still quite short, but you know, I've got a POV of it from this year, and you can compare it for last year's Ghost Train, and you can see the difference. But I was actually talking to one of the ride operators who said that they'd actually been staying after the park had closed, to add extra theming and even just the simple things like putting cobwebs in and things like that, making it feel more scary, and just some extra animatronics. I'm not sure what rides were really there. I do remember someone saying that there was at one point a wooden roller coaster at Barry Island. No, I think there was one at Barry Island, and they took it down, and it went to Coney, and then there was a storm, and it got washed away. So they used the wood from what was left of the wooden roller coaster, and they built some like wooden log flume instead. But again, it's all gone. Yeah, but I can imagine anything at Winter Wonderland would have to be awesome, because that's just like the creme de la creme of rides there, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes Southport one, they do have actors in, but the last time I went, they didn't have an actor because they were understaffed. But I thought, well, how can you say you're understaffed when you've got all these actors walking around the park dressed as headless horsemen and like scary zombie brides and things like that? You know, you can see where they've used all the staff. Oh yeah. Anyway, Slothy, I was saying to you before about my Megaphobia wheel. This is it. Weighs a ton. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, it weighs a ton, that. I got it off Mark. He last year he came up to Drayton Manor for the fireworks. We met him in the car park, and he just basically handed it over to us, and then says he's off to Alton Towers instead. So he literally just detoured to Drayton Manor for us to drop that off, and then went. But then I ended up meeting up with Andy as well at Drayton Manor. All right, Christian, take it easy. We'll speak again soon. All right, mate. I'll show you this one as well, Dave. Have a guess what that is? No, I've not done a turbine. Do you know, it's funny, there's a lot of rides that I haven't actually done, but I really want to try. But the more intense, the better. Getting covered in oil. Anyway, that is a wheel from the Jousting Knight Dodgems from Camelot, off the bumper cars. Got a couple of things from Camelot anyway. Got them shields from Camelot as well. They came off the front of the bar at Camelot. No, it wasn't looted. Well, I didn't loot it. It was looted, but I didn't loot it. A mate of mine did an Airbex there, came back with it. He gave me this as well. Brand new, unused wheel bearings for bumper cars. Which actually fit that wheel as well. I don't know what's left. I mean, bearing in mind this stuff came like 2 years ago, and the park had already been closed for 3 years, and there was still stuff there. I know someone broke into one of the cabins once, and they found tons of brand new uniforms, Camelot uniforms and things like that. All right, Dave, take it easy then. Yeah, I'll be doing some more of these anyway. Try.